What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an Arsenal inventory update to do for you guys. Vinyl this time, and I'm still in the midst of playing catch-up with releases from 2017 that I didn't get a chance to listen to, or I am listening to, but I'm still getting more and more deep into the listening process with some of these releases. And this is going to be pretty much black metal orientated this time around. And the first record I'm going to talk to you about is an album from last year that I really haven't seen too many people talk about, and I really think that this is an album that needs to be listened to and a band that needs to be paid attention to. This is BLATTARIA with their self-titled album, BLATTARIA. Yeah. This came out last year through Fallen Empire Records, and BLATTARIA is a one-person project based out of Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. Manuel Garcia. He pretty much plays and does everything. There was a prior demo that came out to this album coming out, and honestly, listening to this album with the sort of insect-like themes going on with it, you get that really creepy, unnerving sort of vibe going for it. I mean, this is some seriously unsettling black metal. From the rawness of it, to the vocals, to the guitar riffs. I mean, there's a little bit of a weird, disturbing sort of element going behind this album from a musical and lyrical standpoint. I mean, listening to songs like Amongst Filth, Amongst Decay, Dweller of the Night, I mean, just some seriously weird and creepy stuff. I mean, this is such a crazy record. You really have to be in the right mindset and mind frame to listen to something like BLATTARIA. But this album is just an absolute awesome debut, and I'm very excited to hear more great things from this project. So anyway, here's the front cover. Very nice matte finish cover here. You see these red lighted cockroaches going on here. Very wild artwork. Back cover. More roaches, Fallen Empire, track listing. Comes with a lyric sheet for most of the tracks that are on here. And there you see the man himself, Mr. Manuel Garcia. But yeah, really cool lyric sheet here. And I believe this vinyl is limited to 300 copies, and I was lucky enough to get the color variant, which is on a very nice marbled red vinyl. Yeah, very gorgeous, and if you're able to look carefully, you're going to see some dead wax, which I believe is right around here, and it says, Die With Me, on side A and side B. Fucking insane. Fits this band perfectly. But yeah, BLATTARIA is a band that needs to be paid attention to, and I really highly recommend this band. I cannot recommend this band enough, so yeah. BLATTARIA, self-titled album, check this one out. Keeping up with US black metal, this next record I'm going to show you is a band that I've been seeing a whole lot of my friends talk about all over the boards. Can't get enough praise from these people, and when I finally decided to check it out for myself, I honestly think that this was well worth them talking about it. This is Birth with Saviors of Armageddon. Yeah, 2017 release through Iron Bonehead Productions, and yeah, I believe this is a two-piece band based out of California. I'm still relatively new to this project. I believe that they put out some demo material prior to this, but when I had heard about the band Birth, I had been hearing a whole bunch of stuff from a lot of my friends about this album called Saviors of Armageddon. And listening to this album, it definitely does feel like a throwback to the early days of US black metal. There's just a certain vibe and finesse that I pick up listening to this album, and I really do think that this band is showcasing and highlighting a serious treasure trove of potential. I mean, great music, great songwriting. This is just an overall wonderful piece of US black metal. Such good songwriting on here too. I mean, when the minute you hear Bring No Light, and then Wielder of the Morbid Axe, Suffering Eternal, just some seriously amazing songs going on with this album. And They're going to have a new album coming out later this year, and I believe they're going to be doing work with Maniac of Mutilation. So I'm very curious to know how things are going to work out with those sort of collaborations and what kind of ties he'll have to this new Birth release. But Saviors of Armageddon is a very memorable debut full-length, and this is another US black metal band that I really think should be paid attention to, and I want to see what happens with this band next. So anyway, here's the front cover. Love this album cover art. Dig the red borders on this. Red artwork, red logo here. Saviors of Armageddon. Matte finish jacket as per good quality with Iron Bonehead. Back cover. Track listing and credits. I love this sigil here of the bat and the axe and the moon and the Ouroboros with the crown. It's fucking badass. I love that a lot. Dedicated to the eternal darkness of the black vampire cult. So yeah, you get this is one of those vampiric sort of black metal bands. But anyway, it comes with this one sheet here, logo and sigil, the two band members, credits and thanks and all that. And I don't know the limitations specifically, but this comes on a standard black vinyl. Once again, you have the sigil on side A, logo on side B. Good quality record as per usual, and it is a wonderful record to listen to, so yeah. Big things are on this band's horizon, and I'm very curious to see what those certain big things are. So yeah, Saviors of Armageddon by Birth, go check this one out. From the US, we moved to Sweden for probably one of my favorite Swedish black metal bands. And when I found out that they put out a new record last year, I was extremely hyped for it. And when I ended up listening to it, I was not disappointed in the slightest. This is OFERMOD with Soul Knocks. Yeah. 2017 release through Shadow Records. And like I said, OFERMOD are one of those really awesome, long-standing Swedish black metal bands. I was a big fan of this band's first couple of full lengths and the demo that preceded it. Tomiel, Tiamtu, Tomiel. I have those fucked up in order, but yeah, the first two OFERMOD albums are great. But this new album seems to be on a whole nother level and a whole nother playing field. I mean, this band has a very unorthodox, Gnostic sort of approach to black metal. And here on Soul Knocks, you get everything that you would know best about OFERMOD for here with this album, and it just sounds marvelous. I love the production value of this record. I love the lyrical content. I love that every single song on here weaves a different sort of storytelling dynamic. I think it's really awesome to listen to. In addition to the usual solid efforts of music and songwriting going on, I love the drums, I love the lyrics, I love the vocals, and these riffs will just get entranced in your head for days. I really appreciate that aspect of OFERMOD's sound, is the fact that you can feel like you're being entranced when listening to something like Soul Knocks. But yeah, the Alpha of the Antichrist, Son of Dead Seasons, just seriously amazing songs, and I really do think that this is probably the best material I've heard OFERMOD do yet. And yeah, they're one of my favorite Swedish black metal bands going right now. So anyway, here's the front cover. Love the detail of this artwork here. Back cover. Side A, side B. Gatefold. There you have some credits, and you have the band members in question here. Comes with a 16-page booklet, moderately big-sized booklet here, with artwork pieces and lyrics for each of the tracks that are on here. Yeah, very good quality done here with this booklet. And I was lucky enough to snag one of the color variant of this record. And this comes on a very gorgeous metallic gold vinyl. There you see side A, side B. And I love that this is a more metal influenced sort of gold. It's not one of those regular gold records that you normally see certain labels do, but this is a really nicely done gold vinyl record here, and the sound quality is awesome. I picked this up in the US through the Ajna Offensive, And yeah, I would highly recommend anybody get this album, whether it be on CD or LP. Best OFERMOD material yet. So yeah, Soul Knocks by OFERMOD. Go check this one out. From Sweden, we moved to New Zealand for one of the heaviest hitters to come out from New Zealand black metal, and a band that has always been on top of their game. Yeah, you can let it shine very nicely here. This is Vasa For with Malediction. Yeah. 2017 release through Iron Bonehead Productions. And this is the follow-up to probably one of the more memorable debut full-lengths to come from them. I believe this came out back in 2012, 2013. Obsidian Codex. That was such a marvelous record. I mean, Vasa For have long been a hard-working and consistent black metal band. They have such an elaborate amount of details with their style of music. It's just really, really amazing to listen to. And here with Malediction, they go that hard extra mile here with this album, and they take their songwriting and lyric writing to the next level. I mean, when you listen to songs like Devourer of a Thousand Worlds, to Illumination of the Sinister, you really do appreciate why Vasa For have been doing what they've been doing for so long. I mean, musically, creatively, lyrically, this is by far some of their best work yet. I mean, it's just joyous to listen to, and I really do applaud a band like Vasa For getting the job done here with Malediction. But yeah, this is a well thought out journey and worth listening to. It's worth repeated listens, I should say. So anyway, here's the front cover. Dig the matte finish, and I dig the foil embossment here on this artwork. Absolutely gorgeous. Back cover, very, very nicely done. This gatefold is fucking insane. There you see the foil embossment of the track listing and the Iron Bonehead logo. And you see this alternate artwork piece. David Herrerius did this artwork piece. It's beautiful. I fucking love this artwork. Comes with a lyric sheet. There you see the band members in question. And credits, lyrics, NZBM to the death. Love, love, love this lyric sheet. And it comes with a poster, which I believe has the alternative artwork for Malediction. Very good quality here on this poster. Very, very beautifully done here. And I don't know the vinyl limitation. I'm pretty sure this is limited to 500 copies. And they all come on this gorgeous, heavyweight black vinyl. Yeah, very thick, heavy black vinyl. Side A, side B here. A+ quality here done with this record. So if you're a fan of Vasa For, I would say definitely listen to Malediction. You're gonna find something very strong and masterful here with this album. So yeah, Vasa For, Malediction, go listen to this one. We head to Canada for this next one, and this new record here had a lot to be living up to, basically. This is Sortilegia with Sulphurous Temple. Yeah. 2017 release through Van Records, and like I said, this album had a lot to be, you know, to follow up, because if anybody knows Sortilegia, you know them best for their debut full-length Arcane Death Ritual. That album is just near perfect, near flawless. Everything about that album, from the album cover to the music to the vocals, everything about that record was just phenomenal, and it made me really think about how they were gonna follow something as amazing as Arcane Death Ritual up. And now here we are with Sulphurous Temple, and this album is just as awesome. I don't know if it's better, but I think it's just as awesome as Arcane Death Ritual. I mean, it's scaled back a little bit when it comes to album length, but you're going to get something very, very amazing here with Sulphurous Temple. I mean, listening to songs like Ecstasies of the Sabbath, that's such a killer song. Exalting in Acrid Flames, a very awesome way to close a record out. I mean, Sortilegia are probably one of the best Canadian black metal bands to exist right now, and I'm very, very happy that they came out with a record that is just so impactful and so powerful. Really amazing black metal. So anyway, here's the front cover. Yeah, I love this artwork here. Very, very nicely done. Uncoated stock on this jacket here. Back cover, very simplistic black and white. The two associates of Sortilegia here. Track listing and credits, there you see Van Records. Comes with a stocky sheet here. Love this photography here. That's another great thing about Sortilegia, is the fact that they're such an amazing band to be photographed. Such awesome promo photos for this band. Yeah, you got some lyrics here, a little bit of a manifesto of sorts. Little sigil logo here for Sortilegia here. Very, very nicely done. And there were two different variants of this album. There was a color variant on a dark marbled red vinyl, but I was able to get this heavy black vinyl. Side A, Side B. Great quality that Van Records always does, and they do a tremendous job here with this new Sortilegia record. So yeah, if you were a fan of Arcane Death Ritual, I think you're going to find something amazing with Sulphurous Temple. I mean, Sortilegia are continuing their consistency and dominance within black metal, and who knows what the future will hold for them. And I'm thinking it's a great kind of future. So yeah, Sulphurous Temple by Sortilegia, definitely go check this one out. And last but not least, we get into heavy hitter territory with this last one. Honestly, if I didn't miss the first press of this album, it honestly would have had a reserved spot in my top 10 list from last year. This album is very much the real deal, and I can totally get and understand why there was so much of a rabid hype and demand for an album like this. This is Cruel Commando with Synagoga Satanae. Yeah. This is put out through Final Agony Records, and crazy enough, when I had first heard about this album, I was extremely intrigued and entranced by what this album was about. I mean, this had somewhat of a theatrical feel to it, from the way the album was presented, to the artwork, to the track listing, to the way certain things were spoken about. There was just some seriously great vibes getting on from this record. And when it was originally released on vinyl, I unfortunately missed out on the first go round. But little did I know that I was going to see this album get a repress, because they were going to put out a CD version. And like everybody else that was on the Final Agony website, refreshing or doing whatever the hell they were doing, I was ready to purchase that, because I was more interested, honestly, in the Cruel Commando stuff than I was Orgy of Carrion or any of that other stuff. But when I went on the site, I saw that they had a vinyl version of this, and I had literally no idea that this was getting a vinyl repress as well. So when I saw the opportunity, I jumped at it, I got a copy, and the rest is, as they say, is history. But enough about that shit. Let's talk about the music itself. These guys are based out of France, and this album is an absolute masterwork of French black metal. Absolutely wonderful album to listen to all the way through. Like I said, I dig the almost theatrical aspects and presentation of this record. It sounds extremely raw and brooding and punishing. I'm just blown away by a record like this. I mean, the fog that bleed to death, Extractum ex Infernus, the return of morbid times. There is just so many great songs to sink your teeth into. This really does come at you with full force, and I really did have an amazing time listening to this album. I really want to see what happens next with this band, if they decide to make more conceptual sort of pieces and go from there. But yeah, If you happen to see this album at a reasonable price, I would recommend that you get this at a reasonable price and not have to waste your time looking on sites that flippers are putting this album on, because this album should really be for genuine, passionate black metal lovers. So anyway, here's the front cover. Love this album cover art, very simplistic, very beautifully drawn here, and I love that it's called Commando's Synagoga Satanae. Once again, having that theatrical aspect going for it. Back cover. Both the band members, track listing and credits, and I love how there's an inclusion here. Synagoga Satanae, or Caligula Tyrannus, the malicious craft of Holocaust. Very crazy writing going on here. I fucking love that about this record. Comes with a fold-out lyric sheet here, kind of like a playbill sort of thing going on here. Beautiful artwork on this. You open it up and it has lyrics. I love how everything is sectioned off and how everything sounds and feels and plays, and it fucking is amazing. And I don't know the limitation of this repress, but I believe they all come on a standard black vinyl. Very simplistic here. Side A, Side B. Cantiques 1 through 4, Cantiques 1 through 5, 6 through 10. Yeah, unreal. This album is going to be talked about and hopefully enjoyed by many other people for many, many years and decades to come. This is definitely the real deal. So yeah, if you happen to find a copy of this, buy it, listen to it, do whatever you have to do. Synagoga Satanae is a near perfect piece of French black metal. And with that being said, I'm going to conclude this video and I'm going to go back to being bundled up. So if you've happened to have heard any of these releases or own any of these releases, let me know what you think and how you feel about it, and we can go from there. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Army Ho out.